Hey everyone, Leon Luke from V-Team. Today I will show you how I set up my Nitro helicopters with the vControl and Neo. You will need a governor sensor like the Align, Spartan, or Spectrum unit. I'm using the Align sensor, and you will need to reverse the red and black wires and plug it into the RPM port on the top of the Neo. Here we're going to connect the vControl to the computer using the provided USB cable. Next, switch your vControl on and you see it start synchronizing. And the vControl manager will update your vControl. Once updated, if you press Applications, you will be taken to vstabby site, and you can then confirm to see if you do have the Nitro governor installed. To update the Neo, we plug in the USB cord into the computer and the other end into the Neo. We also plug in the bind plug into the sensor port. Please note the polarity when we plug in the power into the Neo. The signal wire should be on top. This time, please bring up the vControl manager and then power on your Neo. And the screen shows that the Neo has been updated. Once the Neo has been updated, you can click on Applications to take you to the vstabby website where you will register the Neo. After a few moments, the registration should be complete, and then you can scroll down to select the vbar Professional or vbar Professional Rescue software. In this case, I chose the vbar Professional Rescue software. Then it takes you to the shopping cart where you will purchase the software. Now that you've paid for the software, you will need to shut the unit off and then power it back on so they'll start the vControl manager again to install the software. Here we see the successful install of the new Professional Rescue software. Just to make sure, we can go back to the vstabby.com website and see that the vbar Professional Rescue is indeed installed. Now that the unit is fully updated, we disconnect the unit by first powering down the unit, disconnecting the USB to the computer, and finally removing the bind plug. Now the unit is ready to be bound.
The bank switches. This is bank 1.
Bank 2. Bank 3. Bank 2. Bank 1.
This is the motor run position.
Motor idle. Motor off. Motor idle. Motor on.
This is the throttle cut position. This is the rescue position.
Rescue start. Rescue ended.
And this is the lock feature when I switch it down. Lock, lock, lock off. So to set up your switches, we go to transmitter setup, scroll down to assign and calibrate, then we go to mandatory switches. This is what I have programmed to achieve those switch settings. The local switches, and also your optional switches.
To put the Neo into bind mode, we first make sure that the transmitter is off and then power up the Neo unit. We note the polarity. The signal wire is to be on the top. The Neo is ready to be bound when the light changes to a flashing green and red. Now I'll power up your Vcontrol, and note that to be able to bind, you must be in the motor off position. Once the unit has been successfully bound, if you wait a few moments, you'll see that the wizard automatically comes up. The model that we will choose will be Other 700. We click to load values and start new setup, and this will take a few moments. The first few parameters are self-explanatory. To see if the servos are moving in the correct directions, I have laid out the servos in approximate configuration and orientation as they would be in the actual helicopter. I move the throttle and also the cyclic sticks to see that I get a coordinated movement from the servos. To achieve the proper coordination of the servos, I had to reverse channel 3. This is the swash plate trim screen. To make changes to the servo's neutral position, we do it in the free swash screen. We lay a servo on the side with the servo horn attached, and we also lay on the side a main shaft as a reference point to align with the servo horn. The neutral adjustments are made in the fourth column with the letter T, the first one being servo 1, the second one being servo 2, and the third one being servo 3.
So here I'm at the trim screen on the V control. And at this position, the servos are at neutral. And so basically what I want to do is that I want to adjust the linkages until I achieve a perfectly level swash plate as indicated by the swash leveler. Now we are changing the length of the pitch rods or the push rods because we know that the servo horns are at a perfect 90 degrees or perpendicular to the main shaft.
At high pitch, the swash plate is level. The swash plate is also level at low pitch.
Now we're in a servo trim position where the servos are neutral. To set up our pitch at 0 degrees. So please adjust your rotor head to achieve 0 degrees.
The sensor config on a Nitro helicopter with two magnets, one being positive, one being negative, should be 1. And then also please select your gear ratio. And I left the other parameter stock.
Back to. Back 3.
The governors on my Nitros have been performing very well, so I have not done any tweaking to the governor menu itself. Please proceed to vstabby.com for more information on tweaking your device.
Motor off.